If you're looking for coverage of the Golden State Warriors that comes at you multiple times per week, year-round, subscribe to the show because we have you covered here on Warriors Today. It's simple. Just hit that subscribe button, and let's start the show. This is Golden State Warriors Today. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you all for being here with us. I understand there are so many options out there to get your Warriors news and rumors, but for you to come here, I do greatly appreciate it. Let's open up the floor, take some questions, because my goodness, there's so much to talk about with this basketball team with a lot of pivotal decisions to make in NBA free agency. The NBA draft, what happens with Bob Myers? Let's go through it all. Let's begin with this one from Scott Frost. He said, where's the Gatorade shower that we were promised? Scott, I have good news for you. And we've teased this on the show a couple of times. Producer Jack, who does a great job of helping me out with Warriors Today, did say several weeks ago, look, if we get to 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a Gatorade bath to celebrate. And we were able to get there during one of our watch parties during the second round between the Lakers and the Warriors, and Jack did his Gatorade bath yesterday. So here it is.
Dub Nation producer Jack Monterey here. You may not know me, but I handle most of the content that goes out on Warriors Today behind the scenes. And we promised if we got to 50K, I would do a Gatorade bath. I'm nervous. My co-worker, Marshall Green, is going to dump the Gatorade. This is for 50K. Thank you guys. Here we go.
50K. Dub Nation, you deserve this. Shout out to producer Jack. Here we go.
Do it.
3, 2, 1. Yeah! 50K!
Say it with me. 50K. 50K. But we picked up so many subscribers during our watch parties, we're well past that number. All right. To Achilles Chua. Is this Chua Lore here or somebody else? Let me know. Warriors could try and pursue Luke Walton as a Bob Myers replacement. Luke Walton has more charisma than Mike Dunleavy Jr. and commands respect from most of the Warriors roster, he meant to say, including Draymond Green. He and Kerr have a good relationship as well. That's pretty interesting. Mike Dunleavy Jr. really is that name that has a lot of buzz right now. We talked about that this past week. Luke Walton, of course, was a coach for a long time, but when Steve Kerr had to leave because of medical reasons, Walton was able to come in. He did a hell of a job. Was with this team 2014 to 2016 as an assistant coach with the Lakers from 2016 to 2019. Didn't do well there. That was with the Sacramento Kings 2019-2021 and didn't do well there either. Mike Brown comes in and immediately turns that organization around where they were the 3 seed this year before losing to the Dubs in 7 games in the first round. And 2022-2023, Cavaliers assistant coach. Now, obviously it comes down to whether or not he wants to go into the front office. That'd be a little bit different. He's enjoyed being a coach, obviously, because he's followed that path. But does he want to transition into a front office role? He did win a championship with the Warriors back a couple of years ago when he was the assistant. Did an awesome job once again in filling in for Steve Kerr, but that roster was loaded. Interesting name for sure, but the paper trail leads us right now to Mike Dunleavy Jr. if Bob Myers does not return. Should the Dubs hire Luke Walton? Just simply let me know in the comment section by giving me a Y for yes or an N for no. Brian Escobar. I'd rather see the Warriors trade Jordan Poole and Kuminga to the Nets for Mikal Bridges and Nick Claxton. That'd be a good haul. And here it is simplified. Mikal Bridges, he's turned into a really good all-around player, one of the better two-way players in the NBA. And then Nicholas Claxton, he could probably be your starting 5 right now. Then that slots Kevon Looney to the bench. The Nets would be able to receive 2 really solid young players in Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga. I haven't soured on either of them. Patchell. Trade Poole for Scoot Henderson. So we also talked about this week on the show, that Steph Curry has a working relationship with Scoot Henderson. And it's possible that the teams there inside that top 5 could look to move some of their picks. We're talking about a team like the Houston Rockets, right? We're talking about the Portland Trail Blazers as well. If they want to move out of that spot and they're looking for an immediate player right now, Trailblazers. Do they want Jordan Poole next to Damian Lillard? That'd be a lot of offense with no defense at all. That's the thought process there, is that the Dubs do try to trade up into that spot to take Scoot Henderson to kind of reboot a little bit, and then in the process, they get some value back for a Poole or Jonathan Kuminga. 20 points per game for Poole this past regular season, 24 points when he was starting in place of Steph Curry. Do you think a trade scenario like this is going to be good for the Dubs? Raptors get Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. Warriors get Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, and a protected first-round pick. Al Virtue, that's a good one right there. I like Pascal Siakam. I like OG Anunoby. I like the positionless play of Pascal Siakam. I don't know how he would fit if you bring back Draymond Green. OG Anunoby is a good wing. He does fit. And he's continued to get better and sharpen his offensive arsenal. Pascal Siakam, him as a developmental story coming out of Cameroon, also a pretty good story. This would be if you just want to really retool that roster and overhaul it to a certain degree to get some fresh faces in there. So here's our trade idea from Al. Who wins the trade? W for the Warriors or R for the Raptors? I actually think it's pretty even. And then Maple Jordan, otherwise known as Andrew Wiggins, gets to go back to Canada there. And the Raptors get to reset their organization because they're not ready to win right now with a couple of good young assets. Nancy Wong, do not trade Jonathan Kuminga. Trade Klay Thompson if he's not willing to come off the bench. We needed young legs in the Lakers series. Moody showed us he's ready. Give Jonathan a chance. He was great subbing in for Wiggs. Jonathan Kuminga, when Wiggins was out during the regular season, was solid, and I'll continue to say I remain bullish on Jonathan Kuminga's ability. I've compared him to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's development a little bit more fast-tracked as compared to Kuminga, so that's probably best-case scenario. Worst-case scenario, though, very good two-way player who is a stupendous athlete. And then Klay Thompson's going into the final year of his contract with Golden State. So his future is a little bit uncertain. I agree with you, Nancy. Good basketball evaluation by you. Moses Moody showed some toughness, showed some defensive ability, not scared to take a shot. And I like Moses Moody. Heading into the future, I think he serves a valuable role. Gary Graham, got to keep Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole for Damian Lillard. You want to trade them for Dame. Kuminga deserves more opportunities to play. If they did trade Klay and Poole for Dame, then there would be a big chunk of minutes that would need to be filled. So Draymond Green, Steve Kerr even said, we are not a championship contender without Draymond. That's how important he is. And I think they're going to do everything in their power to try to bring him back. I think Steph, Klay, Steve Kerr, they're really going to try to convince him, even if Bob Myers does leave Golden State. And as of right now, that is the expectation. This trade here, pretty fascinating. Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson for Damian Lillard. It just doesn't make sense for the Blazers timeline. Taryn Kobe. What about Kuminga and Patrick Baldwin for Nikola Vucevic? Sign and trade, like $10 million a year for any team that wants Kuminga. We get starting center who is an all-star and can hit the three, grab boards, defend well. Other option is Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl would make more sense because he's a little bit more inexpensive. Vucevic, I've kind of soured on him a little bit. I've looked at him go up against a player like Joel Embiid, and Embiid has just dominated him. And defensively, it's kind of a turnstile sometimes. Kuminga and Baldwin, I'm not sure that gets it done. I think the Bulls might want a little bit more, but I appreciate you posing that. Trade for Vooch? Vooch. Give me a T for trade or a P for pass. You be the general manager, and as of right now, we're not sure who the general manager is going to be. Vincent, I would trade for Joel Embiid or Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think Embiid is the more likely player to get dealt. We've been seeing that a team like the New York Knicks is really patient in waiting out that market to see if Embiid does force a trade. He's become frustrated with the situation in Philadelphia. Giannis is not going to be on the block, so that's not going to happen. But a Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga package for Joel Embiid and some picks, that might get it done. Now, it might help your starting five. It depletes your depth, so think about that. Before we hop on out of here, subscribe to the show. It's Golden State Warriors today. We appreciate you for watching. Great job by Jack for doing that Gatorade bath, and it all happened because of your support.